like my process really with an artist is up until about a week, about 3 weeks prior, I start listening to them and what they've done in the past. And then about a week out, I stop listening to anything they did, because I know part of the reason they're bringing me into the room is they want some of what I do. So I don't want to be completely wrapped up in their sound kind of thing. So that's always been my approach, to kind of get it all out of my head, but be prepared, so when they start doing what they do, I know what's coming kind of thing. Just make sure I do my homework, but make sure I'm prepared and have ideas that sound like me, because I know that's why I'm in the room. It's because they want a little bit of me too. If you're going in there with the right reason, that you're going in there for the song and you're checking your ego at the door, and when you're not even in a room, a lot of what your job as a songwriter do is to listen to what's going on around you, in everyday life. That's a huge thing, because you're always pulling, trying to find a muse, But in a room, it's the same kind of thing. If you're paying attention and you realize whether it was that person's idea or not, you might have hit a hot button with that person of something they're going through, and their muse is a little more clear that day than yours. You just kind of know to just sit back. Everybody in the room kind of knows, and you just kind of just start throwing softballs at them or a little gas on the fire, because they're more in tune with it. And sometimes it doesn't even have to be the lyric. It can be the melody. They've wrapped the melody around in their head, what it should be. A lot of times you can't quite figure it out yet, so you just kind of sit back and go, okay, how would you say that? And how would you say that? And you just kind of feed the hot guy in the room. And then knowing also when you're the one in the room that gets it a little more, and maybe being a little more assertive in that moment is as important as well. I went back to talking about writing with different people and doing it in different ways. There's something to be learned, and maybe you learn, I don't like doing it that way, and my creative juices are not flowing the same way in this way that they are in this way. But then there's something to be said about just a guy holding a guitar and the very organic thing that happens with that, and the beautiful melodies that can draw that out as well. And then there's no right or wrong way to do it. It's the way that inspires you the most and that makes you the most creative. Try it all. And then a lot of times be challenged, step outside your box and write different genres of music and figure out why they're successful at that. Even if you don't like 8 things about this particular genre or song, you might pull 2 things that you go, wow, that's kind of cool. I don't hear it done in this genre of music, this turn of a phrase or the way something happens. So you're just constantly learning, because there is no right or wrong way to do this thing.